So the election results are out and it's not what a lot of people have expected. We've seen a bunch of members crying, some leaders dragging their supporters,
Limpopo, I don't care about Limpopo. I don't care about Gauteng.
and some leaders even being celebrated. I mean, if you ask me, it's a total mess, because this right here might be the beginning of Apartheid 2.0. Now first let me explain the situation that we are in. The results showed that the ANC has lost its majority in parliament for the very first time in 30 years. In the previous elections in 2019, the party had won 230 seats and now it all went down to 159 out of 400 seats. And guess what? The ANC's main challenger, which is the DA, came second with 87 seats, the MK came third with 58 seats, and the EFF came fourth with 39 seats. Now all this means that the ANC must now share power, likely with a major political rival, in order to keep it, which is something that has never been done before in South Africa post-apartheid history. I hope you can tell where I'm going with this. Well, as soon as the results were out, Johnston, who is the leader of the DA, came forward and said that his party is ready to begin the coalition talk and it has appointed a team to lead negotiations.
The purpose of these initial talks will be to gather information of what options are available to the DA as we seek to rescue South Africa from doomsday.
We all know that the DA is a white-led party and it received 22% of the national votes, and they got to keep the Western Cape. This led to some leaders claiming that the votes have been rigged and asking for a recount.
Pipe dream, no. The votes have been rigged in the Free State in huge numbers.
Now those ones just need to move on because we've got bigger problems to face. The main reason I'm stating that this might lead to an Apartheid 2.0 is because during the Apartheid era back in 1907, it was quite clear that the Britons and the Boer were agreeing to form one government over the whole of South Africa, but on the understanding that the Africans would be kept out of it. Come 1909, there was a national convention by the whites and the Africans decided to do the same. A delegation was then sent to England to persuade the British government not to sign the Acts of Union. And it was also clear that the decision was taken for there to be a committee that would continue in existence after 1909, which was led by Walter Rubusana. Thereafter, the Union of South Africa was formed and the Africans were kept out of it. And then by 1910 to 1912, the Africans were planning a formation of an organization among themselves which they regarded as a parliament for Africans. And so the African National Congress was formed and fought until they got power in 1994. And it was marked the end of the apartheid. Now what I'm trying to say here is that the apartheid did not end because the whites realized that it was wrong, but because another deal was made to control us in a different way. We might not be fighting against the white, but trust me, apartheid is still occurring amongst us secretly. We have our political leaders being funded by the very same whites, and the very same whites are still privileged and the blacks are marginalized. And a lot of people might not notice it, but it's there. I mean, we even have schools that are taught by white teachers only, whereas the only employed blacks are domestic workers. Now tell me, what do you think will happen if a white-led political party regains that kind of power? The parties now have 2 weeks to hash out a deal before a new parliament sits to choose a president, but the president will still likely come from the ANC as it remains the biggest force. Y'all let me know what you think of this down in the comments. My name is Jay and this is Moment in Future, pulling you into the truth.